My name is Mike McDougall. I'm the director of Reshaped, and this is Matt Hames.
Yeah, so we just made a little film based on the history of surfboard production.
The film is about the way that surfboard shaping developed through the 70s, the 80s, into the 90s, and the requirement for almost consumable boards and the effect that had on shapers like Matt. People became familiar with names like Kelly Slater, Rob Machado, and guys would go and they'd buy the latest surfboard that Kelly Slater is surfing, which is like this thin and is okay for a guy who's 65 kilos, and then they can't surf. Matt was talking very much about the fact that you see this all the time.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, Michael, because when Kelly was at his prime and he was riding boards that were, 6 foot, 6'1", under 18 inches wide, 2 1/16 inches thick, which was just like wafer. And I'd have guys come into my factory and they wondered what Kelly was riding. And I'd just actually lie and go, yeah, I can do that for you, and just make it like 3/4 inch wider, thicker. And they'd come back and tell me it was the best board they ever had. So,
What I'd like people to get from this film is an appreciation of what's involved in making surfboards, and also the encroachment of machine technology.
When I walked away from the whole shaping thing, it was because the machines were getting involved, and to me it kind of just took the craft and the actual skill out of it, and all of a sudden there was just lots of guys that were producing surfboards of like reasonable quality, and so and so that was it. And I probably shouldn't have been so pig-headed, and I should have probably run with the technology, but at the end of the day, I'm a purist. But to be able to sit down with somebody and actually get them to come clean and talk about exactly how they do surf, and I mean, it'll just advance their surfing. I mean, I see guys out there that are just incapable of riding the product that they've chosen to buy.
One of the elements of the film we're focusing on is that relationship between the shaper and the surfer. So Marlon Gerber was a kid living next door to Matt.
At the time, I didn't really know how lucky I was having a shaper next to my house, Not many kids had that, especially in Bali at that time.
Matt was able to give it all board, get him going, get him into a team. I had the good fortune to have Tom Richardson, award-winning DOP, assist me with the project, and very glad to be able to get Sean Gilhooly to collaborate with us and use a lot of his footage. This film started off as what we thought was going to be a quick piece talking about how Matt got back into shaping surfboards and a feeling for the art. And then we realized this is a really poignant story about Matt's life, and then looking forward as to how does art and machinery and technology and AI go forward in the future. So the film is doing the film festival circuit at the moment. So we had 3 wins already, and it's still early in the season. And then for local community here, we're doing the premiere on the 8th of September, and that's at Ulu Garden. And that'll be the first time the film's been shown to the public.
Nice local establishment, Ulu Roots. The band is going to play. Everybody's welcome. Just come on down, have a few beers or soda water or whatever you want, and grab a bit of food and support a local business and a really great project.
After that, we'll be looking for collaborators and sponsorship to see if we can go on and produce the longer documentary about the evolution of surfing in Bali.